yesterday I was texting with Swag Will.
Yeah.
And I was texting about the Blazer game because I'm watching the Blazer game on my big screen and I'm trying to get the show put together and my nightly dad duties. And I have it on and I'm just like disgusted by what I'm watching. I'm like, God, this is awful. And Swag's responding, oh, not even on my television. I have this, and Dodger spring training. And I go, you cannot be caring about spring training.
Yes, he can. He's a Dodgers
I've watched
fan.
every spring training game so far, either live or off the MLB app.
And he responds, I don't know, man. A little sketchy at our 4-5 starters in this other spot.
And I love it.
This is my reaction to it, okay?
Yes.
My reaction is, you're the Dodgers. Your offense largely makes none of that important, and even when it becomes important, you're the Dodgers. You're going to end up getting a pitcher in a trade at the deadline that everybody gets mad that the Dodgers got another nice thing because somehow they've manipulated the salary cap, or not the salary cap, but the pay structure of Ohtani, who gets $1 billion deal. They get Yamamoto. They just in a position where they get all of the nice things. And he's watching all the spring training. And I understand spring training. A lot of you, it goes back to a moment in time with your dad or uncle or maybe a buddy in college where you went to spring training. It signals the nice weather is looming.
Right.
But I just find spring training largely irrelevant. And I understand
And
you
that's
can
why I
cling
was
to
on the
something.
secondary TV. I was watching the NBA doubleheader
It's
on
irrelevant.
ESPN.
It is not
because
important.
the Warriors-Nuggets game that was interesting. Clay goes nuts in the first quarter, and then the Warriors can't play defense at the end of the first half, and they're screwed. And then the Kings-Clippers was quite a nice surprise there to end out the evening. So it was on the secondary TV.
Side note, I'm seeing the court storming thing still being argued about on ESPN because this is really all they have today. Filipowski kind of looks like a breadcrumb with a massive amount of ants gathering to it to carry it back to the nest. It's what it kind of looked like from above.
It looks like one of the zombie movies. But here's why I'm all on board with Swag watching the spring
Gavin
training.
Luck's season, he lost the season to an injury. Can he come back? And he's the scheduled starting shortstop there for him. Is he
You're not going to know. It's spring training. You need to wait till June to know this.
But this is the true sign of a true fan.
You're not a true baseball fan. I don't think you're a real baseball fan.
I'm not. I've told you. How many times do I need to say it out loud? I follow the Braves. I followed them a lot last year.
Yeah.
And then they crapped the bed. It is a hard sport to be a diehard in, especially if it seems either good.
You have to love the sport. You just have to love watching the game be played.
I find the game to be largely boring.
Well, his team has got the two biggest named free agents. He got Ohtani and Yamamoto.
Yes.
So, yeah, there's going to be
Glasnow.
And Glasnow. And he sold Freddie Freeman. He gets all the good players. Mookie Betts.
Blake Snell's out there. I'm sure they'll find a way to grab them. And, yes, it frustrates me that the Dodgers are able to do that. And my Mariners refuse to do that. They refuse to pay for anything nice. But when you have a team that's willing to go out and do all those things, if the Mariners had gone out and they had gotten Ohtani, I'd probably be watching spring training too because I'd be so excited.
on Tuesday.
Right. I would be so excited for the year to happen because in your mind, in Swag's mind, he already has the World Series. He's already won it. So he's excited.
You don't know.
Are you afraid to tank? Like you can't wait for this?
What
to
if they won
implode
the
at some
division?
point?
What, 10 of the last 11 years, 11 of the last 12, they have won. And as they will tell you, it's not a real one.
And
That's Bush.
no.
That's Bush.
No.
That's Bush.
Time out.
That's a real one. It's real one.
It was.
It's real.
It's probably even tougher to win.
Really?
Yeah.
You played, how many games did they play that year? 80?
Yeah, but no
play 80?
home games. You have to, you got to bring it. It was a mad dash.
Yeah, it was a mad dash for that 80-game season. You didn't play a full year. You know in your heart of hearts, you'll never admit it publicly, but you know it doesn't feel the same as 88.
No, nothing will feel quite like that.
It will this year.
If they...
Yes,
I don't know that.
you.
I don't know that anything will ever feel like that because the A's at that time were what the Dodgers are now. They had the Bash brothers. They had Dave Stewart on the mound. They were loaded. It was the first of 3 straight years going to the World Series. They only won the Earthquake Series.
You were 34, so you're kind of the prime of your life watching sports in 88.
Blew it out your ass.
I don't think he was 34.
I was 16.
Yeah.
What was that? 16?
I had just turned 17.
Oh,
I should say that.
I know I'm not great at math, but there's no way.
No, if anything you learn about Swag here, Will, as you fill in, what you learn is about a month into the season, he will tell you unsolicited before a show starts, I'm not watching anymore. This team sucks.
But that's a true
And then
fan.
Yeah,
He's living and dying on every pitch, literally. And your
Yeah.
setup this year, you got the two biggest
Yes.
name free agents. I remember, and I still feel a little dumb about this. When the Seahawks signed Jamal Adams, I went.
You mean when they traded for him?
Yes,
Yeah.
when they traded for him, which probably not a great trade.
Oh, I have some bad takes on that trade. Me and Durham were like, I kind of like it. He's a good player. Who cares about draft capital?
You want to talk about bad takes? I was so excited to watch Jamal Adams. I went to a training camp practice. That's how excited I was. This is fandom.
Those are boring, by the way.
So bad.
So
bad. And they don't do anything.
And you just sit
because
in the sun and burn all day.
Yes, and they're not padded really because
No.
the padded practices, they don't let you go to those. This is Swag being excited, being a true fan, and he knows that his team went out and got the two biggest name free agents. This is going to be their best chance to get over the hump and win a title, the first title since the 2020 season. Of course he's excited. Of course he's watching spring training. If the roles were flipped and the Braves had signed those two guys, maybe you're not watching spring training in February, but I bet you're watching it at the end of March because you're starting to get excited. You're starting to see, hey, there's some stories. Look at Ohtani's big home run blast. Look at Yamamoto came in. He struck out the side. Look at what's going on here. It's fandom. You got two big name players. You're about to put yourself in a position to win another title. Of course he's watching.
So you're not watching Mariners spring training, are you?
Well, I might for the white pants.
Mm.
Really excited about that. I'll tell you what, the picture of Crawford.
The jersey?
Have you seen that?
The jersey?
The side by side where like the hat teal doesn't match the jersey
It's-
teal. The Crawford looks
Yeah.
like a rainbow. You can see through his white paint. It's objectively hilarious. Like how cheap they went. It's funny.
I went to a Just Sports this weekend at a mall. I worked at a Just Sports long ago. I love the store because I love seeing sports merch.
Yeah, it's just there.
But I walked
That's what I've
in and they have a whole section of jerseys, shirts that are jerseys, you know.
Oh.
And that's what the Crawford jersey looked like
Yes.
this weekend as they showed the
It's
original
so bad.
Crawford jersey in the teal and they comped it to the spring training one. I'm like, that is a screen print T-shirt
It is a
masquerading
Little-
as a jersey.
At Glenwood Little League, I wore that jersey.
It looks bad, dude. It looks, I mean, they keep
It's-
trying to defend this and say, no, it's not any different. No, we see it's different. That looks like a $35 jersey, and they used to wear jerseys. Look, I get what you're saying about fandom, spring training, and all that
Right.
buzz. A lot of people love it. I just don't think it's important, especially for teams like his where he's worried about the fourth, fifth starter. Again, you have Betts, Ohtani, and Freeman in your lineup. I don't think this is an issue until August. I don't even know when the deadline is, but at that point, I'm sure they're going to go get the best arm available on the trade deadline, and it's going to be somebody with like a 3.1 ERA, and he's going to sit here and he's going to chuckle and be like, oh, you like that move? And we're going to go, yeah, they should win the whole enchilada.
Yeah,
They should.
That's fandom, man. When your team makes a big splash, you get excited. Speaking of excited, did you see the Ravel tweet?
I did not know. You mentioned Ravel a couple times. I don't follow Darren Ravel.
Neither do I, but he was way on Twitter this last weekend. He went through and looked at all the different white pants jersey pictures from like 2012 to this year.
Yes.
It was like, see, look, they've always been see-through. And it's funny in my brain that he went out and was like, I'm going to carry the water for Fanatics and ESPN, and I'm going to look at all the white pants to see how see-through these men's white baseball pants are.
I would argue, what was he really trying to see with all the white pants?